Hi guys. Sorry, I made a big boo-boo, big mistake. Okay, so today has been sort of weird and I was editing a video and I posted it and I've unlisted it now. So I just want to let you know that I made a mistake. I had done this whole video on Britney Spears and somehow when the video started, it was missing like a large chunk of the beginning, like a massive chunk of the beginning. So I don't know what happened. So the whole video was like 12, 13 minutes. And for some reason, when it rendered, it cut out like the whole intro, like, hey guys, and what are you guys doing? And like introducing you guys to what we were talking about. It literally just like jumped in to the beginning of the video as though nothing happened. So people were watching it like, oh, that was an interesting start. So I am going to have to re-render it. But I have sort of changed my position. Yeah, well, this one is alive. So I am not editing right now. This is literally just me coming on screen. So I don't have any sort of intro. I don't have any music. Yeah, it's might still be up, but it's unlisted. So it should be, I'm going to be unlisting it because it's missing a huge chunk of the beginning. We have a lot of snow, like a ton. Yeah, it's missing now. I removed it. So I'm just in the process of like, it just finished uploading. Honestly, I could play it right here from this video, to be honest. I don't feel like anyone was getting notified. Today has been a really bizarre day on my channel, the last 2 days. I did a live premiere and there was like no one in there. And I was like, what is going on with notifications? I know some of you are receiving them. Yeah, a small majority of you are getting all of them, but the wider majority is not. So I don't know what's going on. I haven't had this issue in a while. Hold on. Okay. So my video is done. I'm wondering if I should just play it on this video. Do you want to watch the video of the video since you're all here? Okay. Let me see if I can get it out. YouTube might be haunted. Yeah, nobody got the premiere notification. So do you want to watch it in here? We can watch it in here since I just finished it. Since you guys are here, I did not have, nobody got notified of the premiere. And it was like so bizarre. I put a ton of thoughtfulness into that video and I was like, oh, I want you guys to see it because I completely changed my position on how I felt about the situation. And I was like, you know, maybe. Okay. So let me play it on here. And then we can talk about it. was watching her Instagram yesterday, and hey, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. How are you guys? It is Tuesday afternoon, and we're going to do a Britney Spears update because we have not had one in a few weeks. And I was watching her Instagram yesterday, and I was just like, what am I looking at? This is really, I don't understand. And a lot of other people are feeling this exact same way, so we need to talk about it. But I am Katie Joy, and it's Katie B, like Britney B. Yes. All right. I'm toxic. I know. All right. So please do me a favor before we get started. If you like this kind of content, make sure you do me a favor and subscribe down here. Also, turn the notifications on by ringing the bell, and then you will get notified when I go live and when new content uploads. All right. So we need to talk because Britney Spears was on her Instagram yesterday, and I am very, very rarely at a loss for words. And I was sitting there watching her, and I was very concerned. And it turns out I'm not the only one. And I was like, this is really, I don't know what's going on. And I'm watching her, and she's going back and forth, and she's walking back and forth in these, swimsuits. And she is talking about going to the beach, and she does this montage to a Madonna song. And a lot of people in the comments were like, what are you doing, Britney? Take a look at what she said.
So this is the exact same bathing suit I wore like 3 days ago to the beach. But I said, hey, why not give it another shot? But while I'm at it, I just wanted to let you guys know the 5 most important things that you need to bring when you go to the beach. A towel, oil, sunscreen, a dog, and a hat. I'm going to go to my jacuzzi now.
Okay. She's obviously having some fun, right? A dog, a hat, oil, sunscreen, a towel. And then she's like, I'm going to give it another shot, and then I'm going to go to my jacuzzi. And I'm like, what? And obviously, I wasn't the only one that was confused by this. I mean, I realize she's going through a lot, you guys, and there's this whole Free Britney thing, but I'm concerned that I'm literally at a loss. And obviously, people in comments were feeling the same way because one person wrote, give what another shot? Another person said, it sounds so scripted. And then another person wrote, there's something seriously wrong here, but as everything else, no one cares, nothing to see here. And then someone else wrote, see, so strange. And the comments like that just continued. It was one after the other after the other. There was, I hope you're okay, but what's up with that sweatband? You seem a bit on edge. In the video, relaxing in a jacuzzi sounds like a good idea. Don't forget to set a timer. I'm just running with the idea that Britney is a comedian, said one person. And then another person said, what in the fresh hell? So if that wasn't sort of bizarre, then there was this montage of her walking back and forth while in a bathing suit and switching bathing suits, dancing to Kokomo by the Beach Boys. And just watch this. Interestingly, I had to obviously take out the Beach Boys song, so I hope you enjoyed the music. It didn't necessarily match, but that video was like 4 minutes. I don't know. She was just walking back and forth and trying on different bathing suits. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It was just, People for the first time on her comments, well, I wouldn't say for the first time, but people are starting to really worry about her. And it's not to a point of like, there's some people that were saying free Britney, but I feel like people are really starting to figure it out that like there is something seriously wrong going on here. And well, it's cute and it's sweet. It's obviously keeping her attention and is keeping her feeling like she's connected. It's also making fans sort of confused about the status of how she's doing and who's videotaping this. And that was my question, was like, who's filming this and who is editing this? Like, who is putting out all of this for her? Because I don't have the sense that she is editing this herself. Like, I just can't see that possible. I mean, maybe, but this is a woman that has had most everything done for her, and all she's really had to do is perform. So now we're supposed to believe that she's editing this. So I don't believe that. I believe someone's filming her. I also believe someone's editing this. And then they're allowing her to put it on her social media. Meaning there are people in her life that are like, this would be a really good idea, Britney. Try on all of these different clothes, these outfits, these suits, and just walk back and forth and dance. Now, she looks happy, but this is like one of so many different videos that are like this, where she just tries on different clothes and walks back and forth off the camera. No engagement, no discussion. And then when she does talk, she seems sort of discombobulated, at times incoherent. She says she's going to answer questions, and then she does these videos that are, we'll just watch this.
Hi guys, so a lot of you have been asking me more questions in the comments, and I'm here to answer all of your questions. So the first main question that you guys have been asking me is, what's my favorite Disney movie? My favorite Disney movie is probably Frozen, just because I really like the fact that the two sisters, their relationship, and then one goes off and lives in a castle just because she can't deal anymore. My favorite movie is probably Ferris Bueller's Day Off. What time do I go to sleep? I go to sleep between 11:30 and 12. What's my favorite flower? It's a rose. And how old was I when I got my first car? I was probably 17 years old. And have I ever gotten a speeding ticket? I've had one speeding ticket my whole life.
Okay. So you mean to tell me the most asked question, Britney, on your Instagram is, what is your favorite Disney movie? I don't believe that. I mean, I understand they're trying to do deflection and they don't want to address the elephant in the room. And here's the thing that bothers me. Britney was in court and she wants her case to be more public. She wants there to be more transparency, and she wants there to be more understanding of what's going on, because she doesn't think that the sealed records are helping. And she got a small win in court, and they're allowing her to hire her own attorneys. So she's going to hire like this other law firm that she wants to work with. She doesn't want her dad on as her conservator. And you guys, I am finally jumping ship. I have seen so many of these videos now to know that whoever is taking care of her is not taking care of her. And she needs somebody else to manage, because this isn't it. And her dad was so sick, and it's so clear there's so much greed here. And I know I've been so apprehensive to do this, but honestly, I've wanted to believe the best. I've wanted to believe this family has the best. I don't understand everything, but I also understand that there's a person who was capable of doing a lot of different things, who is now seemingly has a team forcing her to put out this weird content that is nothing like Britney Spears. Now, she could be struggling with her medication, and TMZ seems to be in the pocket with her parents or her dad. And is it really in the best interest of a 38-year-old woman to have her ailing father be in charge of her estate and her person? Is that really the best? Is that the best interest? Because there's so many financial entanglements here. Why are they so against putting in a third party who has zero interest in her financial life, who isn't connected in some way to the outcome? and is more interested in her long-term health and well-being. I'm starting to really believe that the Free Britney stuff isn't about that she should be free of this conservatorship, but that she should be free from her dad. And I'm starting to say, okay, you guys, you've worn me out. I'm totally on board. We need to get Jamie Spears literally off this. And I'm starting to feel really powerless because, you guys, I was a huge Britney fan, and it's really heartbreaking to see this all play out. And I understand the complexities of this are so much, but the fact that she has a team putting all this out, ignoring everything, not talking to the public, it's the exact opposite of how Britney has been her entire career, where she's had this connection to her fans. And now it's like that connection has been fractured. It's being covered up. It's being glossed over. We're being lied to about who she is and how she's doing. She can't even be who she is, because you can't tell me that on a good day, Britney's like, yeah, let's just make a question and answer. And the most asked question is, what is my favorite Disney movie? Are you freaking kidding me? Look at her comment section. The number one most asked question is, are you okay? And I'm starting to ask that too. Are you okay? And how can I help? I have been, again, reluctant to jump on this train, but it's clear I have to join this movement. But I'm not going to join the conspiracy. I don't want to have it a conspiracy that she's not sick. I believe she is. I also believe she needs help, clearly. But I don't think the people that are in her life are the right people. And I don't think her dad is truly the right person to do this. And if Britney doesn't want her dad on her case, then let her have a voice. Even if she can't sign legal documents, she should have the faculties to know whether or not she wants her dad to take care of her. And if a patient doesn't want her dad to take care of her, how does a doctor say no to that? How does a doctor say, yeah, what is a doctor just ascribing, like, oh, she's just out of it, so no, dad, stay on? Jamie needs to go. Jamie got super crazy with her son. He is banned from seeing her grandkids. He is clearly fighting tooth and nail for her to get out of this, and it's time. Y'all, we need to free Britney. Tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. Bye, guys. Okay, so that was the video that I posted that literally nobody saw, and more of you guys just saw it now than when I posted it, so that's good. But this is actually timely because there were a few things that I wanted to add to this that I thought about after I recorded that. And I want to explain like why I came to this position, not just because of those videos, but from a humanities standpoint or from a humanistic belief, that I feel like her dignity and her like self identity has been stripped. We have taken her rights and her voice from her. And we are, despite the fact that her family puts out all of this stuff and says this, that, and the other thing, they are not actually, excuse me, they are not actually like honoring what she wants. So I understand that she's ill, and I understand that she has, a lot going on, but at the same time, whoops. Sorry, guys. At the same time, we have to, I'm sorry, hold on. We have to start thinking about her dignity and her humanity. And if she is not being heard, and there is, like, the thing that got me the most upset recently was that at a court hearing, her lawyer told the court that she didn't want to work anymore as long as her father was a part of the conservatorship, and that she doesn't feel like working. And instead of honoring that, her dad and the conservatorship told the court that they want her to work. So why do they want her to work? I don't get it. Like, if she doesn't want to work, why do they want her to work? Why does she want to work? Why does she not want to work? She says that she wants to, she doesn't want to work in the context of, you know, working for her dad. She doesn't want to work in the context of making money for her father, because the family is only looking at this as her making money for them. So if that's true, why then aren't the courts listening to her and saying, hey, you don't have to work? If she wants to be done working, why can't the family be like, okay, I don't want to work? In the court, she told the court that her lawyer told the court that she did not want to work, and they wanted to change the conservatorship, and her dad wants her to work. So I don't really understand. And she was granted the opportunity to have a new legal team. So she can add a whole new legal team to her group. But why is her dad pushing her to work if she doesn't want to work? She's been working her whole life for this family. She has never had a break. Her parents have worked her since she's been a child. She was on the Mickey Mouse Club. Her Baby One More Time was out when she was in high school. She missed her high school because of working. They turned her music into a brand, and they turned her person into a commodity. And the family got their hands into all aspects of that commodity. They made business deals. They did perfume deals. There was a really interesting interview that her brother did, where he actually talked about how it was more than just Britney that was like the business. That everything she was doing was like, she was just a part of the family business. Like, the family was looking at her as just sort of the face of the brand, and not necessarily like the person doing all of this stuff. So her brother described it in this interview as though, like, well, you know, she was performing, but we were controlling her business. So she wasn't doing all this business stuff, and that was our job. So what is it? That doesn't even make sense, because if it wouldn't have been the family, it would have been somebody else that would have managed that, right? And they wouldn't have been able to own that. They wouldn't have been able to say, well, it's my business. It was not their business. It was never their business. Nobody ever tuned into a Britney Spears concert because Brian Spears was managing her perfume or Jamie Spears was managing her tours. Literally no one tuned in for that. People tuned in because she was a great dancer and a good performer, and she had, you know, catchy pop songs that made people want to dance. She had a personality that was spunky and vibrant, and, you know, it's disturbing to me the way that this family talks about it as though she doesn't have any agency. Like, it's our family business. No, Brian, it's not a family business. Britney Spears would have been able to do this without you. You know, like, and then she has a meltdown or breakdown, and then they take everything away from her. So how do we actually know what's going on with her if we've never had the opportunity to see her? She can't drive. She can't do anything. And it's hard because I don't understand any of this. How does your family make you the business and then have the audacity to say, well, she was just the face. We were the business. No Brian, no Jamie, no other Jamie. You're not the business. Nobody gives two F's about any of you. Nobody in any of this pounding the pavement of being concerned about you, being concerned about her, is saying a damn thing about Britney or about the two Jamies and about her brother. Everyone is talking about Britney. And if they were all to go away and disappear, no one would say a damn thing about her family. She's not a family business. She's a person. And this is why a lot of times as people get older, they fire their parents as their managers. I don't know if you read Jessica Simpson's book, but she has an interesting take on growing up singing, much like Britney Spears, and how she had to fire her father because it got so enmeshed in their lives that he was not making decisions that she felt were in her best interest, and that she felt like there was too much connectedness. Like he wasn't making the best choices for her. He was becoming too much of a like she wanted more control of herself. She wanted more say in what her direction of her business was going to be. And it's like, so Jessica had a stable family for the most part. And here's the thing, like, I'm sitting here going, okay, Jessica went through a lot too. And I have this feeling that like all three of those girls, Britney, Jessica, and Christina, all have sort of similar stories. I seriously have that feeling. And I have this sense that all three of them have similar stories about how their parents commoditized them and sort of took their childhoods from them. You know, Jessica wanted to be a star, and so did Britney. But at what point do you start to parent your child and be like, you know what, I need to actually put my foot down and allow my kid to have a life? Because now you're looking at all of these girls that are grown up, and it's like they missed out on everything. And part of me wonders, like, obviously we don't know what's going on with her mental health, if she has bipolar or whatever, but how much of this is trauma from her childhood? How much of this is dealing with not having the ability to ever grow up? I mean, she's never been allowed to grow up. No one has ever allowed her to grow up. No one ever allowed her to make a decision for herself. No one has allowed her the agency to take care of herself. They immediately looked at this conservatorship not as a vehicle to help her, but as a way to save her brand. And that's what I don't like. It started because they wanted to protect her assets. They didn't want Britney in her, carelessness and her impulsiveness to spend all of their money. So that's where I get sort of caught up on this. When I listen to Brian talk about how it started from a place of she was spending so much, she was doing so much this, we needed to protect her, we needed to save this, we needed to save that, we needed to save the brand. So you put a Band-Aid on it, and then you've stunted her growth to the point where she's now almost 40 years old and doesn't know how to take care of herself. She was for sure manic in 2007. I mean, what she was experiencing was also, what she was experiencing in 2007 was also postpartum. I mean, she had 2007, she had two kids back to back. And there's, I think, research that shows that certain illnesses get exacerbated after you have a baby. And instead of just, allowing her to get help, it was just like, get her in this conservatorship and save the brand. And then move ahead and force her to work. And then where was the time to heal? Where was the time for her to actually take care of herself? Because I started going back and watching her videos after that meltdown. And I noticed that she doesn't talk the same. She's very controlled. She's very coached. She doesn't have this ability to carry on these conversations. She's like childlike in a way. And I'm like, how is this bipolar can be brought on by pregnancy after laying dormant? That's what I thought, not. Thank you for explaining that. So why is it that she's in this position where here we are today and she's still fighting for a voice? And I think it all just comes down to dignity for me. That's what it comes down to, is dignity. Where is her dignity? Where is her voice? Why can't she just be cut from the family so that she finally has a choice? She's 38 years old or 39. She deserves to have someone else in her life help her and have it not be her parents. And her brother's like rationalization for keeping her in this was because, well, she doesn't really know how to do anything because it's always been done for her. So how do you decide, how does she ever learn if you guys are always telling her what to do or doing everything for her? How does she ever learn if everyone is making the decisions for her? She's never had the ability to make those decisions. So at the end of the day, I just wanted to share my opinion, my thoughts. I don't intend to like change anybody's point of view. I understand that people get heated and they think, well, you're talking about something, so you shouldn't get paid on this. I just wanted to share my thoughts, use my platform, and perhaps provide some more insight. If you guys have thoughts or, considerations that you would like, if you want to add your dialogue to this conversation, I would appreciate it. But to me, oh, there we go. That was weird. Know that she doesn't want to be connected to her family. So why can't that change? And why do we not listen? Her dad got violent with her son. Can you blame her? I wouldn't want to be associated with the man that got like that with my kid. I don't know what's going on here. All right, you guys, I'm going to re-upload that video, but those were my thoughts.